One of the great things that you can do with Google that you may have heard about is creating forms that will serve as a test in your classroom. Great thing about using these forms is that you can also use the Flubaroo script to grade them. So I am here at my Google homepage. I'm going to sign in. Now I'm signed in, so I'm going to go into my drive. Over here, I'm going to click Create and choose Form. And this is your basic form. For an example, I'm just going to do a very easy one. We're going to call it state capitals. So my first question needs to be my student's name. And we're going to leave that a text file so that way they can enter in their name. And then down here for the second question, I click on the pencil to edit it. And this one is going to be, what is the capital of Missouri? Again, I'm going to leave this one a text question. And now I'm going to add one. This time let's do a multiple choice. So for my question title this time, I'm going to say, what is the capital of California? And I'm going to give them some options. We'll say that they might think San Diego is the capital. They might know that it's Sacramento. Probably Los Angeles would be a good one. And let's put San Francisco in there too. Okay. Just for the purpose of this tutorial, that's all I'm going to put in there. I can go and look at this survey or this form, and here's what it would look like to my students. If I had more than just these two questions, then they would obviously be listed below here. So I'm going to close that, and we're going to go back in and take a look at this form. Here's where my data is going to go, and my students, after they complete this, they'll have their names and all their answers here. But remember, I told you that we could change this so that way it will grade itself. And the way we are going to do that is to install the Flubaroo script. Now, anytime you use the Flubaroo script, you have to install it on each form or test. So just because you've installed it once, you will have to install it again. But you do that by going to Insert, go down to Script, and then you're going to search Flubaroo. And here it is. So I'm going to click Install. Okay, and it's done. So I'm just going to click OK right now. So here's how this will work. Flubaroo is basically going to check everything that our students enter in as their answers against a key. So that means that we do have to take this as a student. So I'm going to go to Form, and I'm going to choose Go to Live Form. And this is the URL that I would give to my kids whenever they're taking their test. For name, I'm going to put in key. What is the capital of Missouri? It is Jefferson City. Now keep in mind that the kids will have to spell that correctly. The capital of California is Sacramento. And now I'm going to hit Submit. So that's done. Now let's just put in a few student responses so that way we've got some to compare it against. Let's say that Johnny, he knows that Jefferson City is the correct answer there. He also knows that Sacramento is the correct answer there. Sally gets a little confused when she gets to California. Susie's not going to capitalize Jefferson City. And we'll have one more. Okay, so that's done. Now, whenever my students are done, they'll see this, and whenever I want to go in and look at my student data, this is what I'll see here. I can see what time they took it, and then I've got their names and all of their answers. So to run the Flubaroo script so that way I can get my grades, I'm just going to come up here where it says Flubaroo and click it. Grade my assignment. Okay, and this is giving me my directions. I'm going to click OK. Okay, so here's basically what how this works. I can change my point value here. This one is automatically seeing that name identifies a student. So that means that there is no point value with this one. Okay, and if I wanted to make these weighted, I could. I'm going to click continue. And so now it's asking me to select what is my answer key. I know that this is my answer key right here, so I'm going to click continue. And now my grading is complete. So I'm just going to close out of that. You can see right here, this is actually open up in a new sheet. I'll show you that in a moment. But look here, Johnny, he got 100%. If you remember, he knew all those answers. Sally, she was the one who got confused whenever she went to California. Susie, even though she didn't capitalize Jefferson City, it still took the correct words. And Doug was the one who didn't get any of them right. So right here it's put my failing grades in red. It will also highlight whenever a certain percentage of my students did not perform well. For example, if I had 60% of students miss a question, it will highlight it. And that's a good indicator to me, so that way I know that maybe I didn't cover that objective very well. And then I've got my information right up here as well. Now if I go back to student submissions, I can see what their answers were, and then over here where it says grades again, so if I need to go back to that I can. I'm going to go ahead and just close this out right here. And remember, whenever you go into your drive, this is where you will see this. So clicking there again, and I can just go straight back in to view those grades one more time. If I need to get my form back, the link to that, I'm going to go to form and click go to live form, and there it is. And that is all you need to do.